let's talk a little bit about combining signed numbers. So basically, there's a few rules that we need to know. So the first rule is when we have two signs next to each other, they're going to turn into one sign. So if we have signs that match, then they're going to become a plus sign. If we have signs that don't match, then they're going to become a minus sign. Okay? So, as an example, we have a plus and a minus next to each other, consecutive here. So that would be this category. So they both will turn into a single minus sign. Now from here, we have an invisible plus sign in front of the 3. So we're really trying to combine the number plus 3 with the number minus 6. In order to do that, we can think about a number line, okay? So here we have a number line with, let's say, plus 3. We can represent this number with a little arrow. And we can do also minus 6, which would be sort of all the way over here with the arrow, right? And when we combine these two arrows, what do we get? Well, we end up with an arrow that points to the left, but not that far to the left, right? So something like this. And this number would be -3, okay? So if you wanted to set up a word problem, this might be something like you earned $3, but then you had to give your friends $6. So now you're basically down $3 from where you started. Okay? So the rule is that when the signs in front of the numbers are different, you're going to actually subtract the magnitudes of these numbers. So we do 6 minus 3 to get 3. And then we assign the sign from the larger number to the answer, because the larger number won that battle. Okay? So let's look at another example here. So here we have 3 plus -4. So if we look back at our rules for consecutive signs, we again are in this situation with where they turn into a minus sign. So 3 minus 4. And again, there's an invisible plus sign in front of the 3. So now we have a plus 3 facing off against a minus 4. So which side do you think is going to win? Well, if you said the negative, then you are correct. Okay, so the negative sign is going to win. And how much does it win by? It wins by 1, right? So the answer is going to be -1. All right, so let's look at this one. This one looks pretty easy. We have +7 combined with a -2. So again, it's a battle because they have opposite signs in front. So who wins the battle? Well, the plus side wins because they have the larger number. And how much do they win by? Well, they win by 5, right? Because, yeah, they have 5 more than the 2. All right, so next up, we're combining -1 with +2. So again, it's a battle because they have different signs. The positive side wins, and they win by 1. Okay. So here we have -4 with a +6, so it's another battle. So it's just like if we had 6 minus 4, by the way, because we're allowed to commute these so long as we take the sign with it. Okay. So 6 minus 4 is 2. Now we have 2 negative signs in a row. So if you remember from the beginning, that actually turns into a plus sign, right? When we have 2 negative signs consecutive. So then we end up with 5 plus 2, which everybody knows is 7. By the way, the reason why it's 7 is because we're combining two numbers with the same sign. So the answer is still going to have that sign, and the numbers are going to add up. So like, for example, if we had -3 minus 2, right, that would be a similar situation. So we would be combining -3 with -2, and the answer would then be -5 because we would maintain the same sign, right, because they're both on the same team, so to speak, and the numbers will just add. The magnitudes of the numbers will add. Okay. Next is negative 3 plus 6. So we could also think of this as 6 minus 3, right? If we just switch the two numbers, which of course everybody knows is 3, right? 1 minus 5. So we have a plus 1 combining with a minus 5. So this is a battle, and the negative team wins, and they win by 4 points, right? Which is just 5 minus 1. All right, so for this one, we have two minus signs in a row, which turns into a plus sign. So we have negative 7, and then we have a plus 3. But we should always circle these because that helps us keep them separate. So we're combining a negative 7 with a positive 3, and the result would be a negative 4 because the negative team wins, and they win by 4. And next up, we have negative 4 minus 6, which, since these have the same sign, we add the numbers and we keep the same sign, right?